Hello, my name is Tali Roth. I am the head of guitar program of Julliard pre-college division for guitar. I am also the founder and director of Guitar Oasis International Music Festival. Basically an idea that started because I first opened the foundation for non-for-profit Guitar Oasis International after Maestro Luciano Tortorelli organized a tour for me in the south of Italy, near Agropoli, including Viggiano and Salerno, and I fell in love with the cities, I fell in love with the students, the fantastic level of the players. I wanted to give them something, if possible, through a music festival that is sponsored. So when I opened the foundation, I was talking to Luciano after, and I said it would be great if we could do something collaborate here, and we started collaborating with the municipality of Chiara, and Gennaro Guida, the tourist attaché representative, offered to give us the Palazzo Baronale, which is fantastic. All of this would not be possible without a sponsor that I had in New York, and that sponsor, Jim Rowan, basically made the festival come true, because obviously we needed financial aid to give the students fantastic prize. I wanted to try and do a festival that is a little different. We wanted also, Luciano and I, that is unique, that has guitar seriously taught there, together with something else. And then I decided to collaborate with my very good colleague and friend Sharon Farber, great film composer. It was really a working process also with Luciano, because we interviewed different people and we chose Sharon Farber. And then I decided to bring another great colleague of mine that I collaborated with in Narnia Festival in Umbria, Paolo Piomboni from Santa Cecilia Orchestra. So we were the three main teachers, and then I invited special guests, Carlos Eliotto, great film composer, Italian, that lives in Hollywood and a good friend of Sharon Farber. And Carlos Eliotto introduced to me another great guitarist composer from media, Federico Ferrandina. So we invited him as well. And then we invited another wonderful person that Sharon also knows, Valeria Altobelli, who is an Italian icon, was Miss Italy. She MCs a lot of different wonderful occasions for sports, the National Olympics sports team. She is a fantastic actress and singer, and she basically made the opening concert very special. She sang 2 beautiful songs. She emceed the concert, and it was a really big joy to have Valeria Altobelli there, and a big privilege. We also introduced a child prodigy, Sharon Farber's daughter, Eden Contez, and she sang a few songs throughout the concerts, and she gave the festival really another fantastic flavor, something very special to see a child that sings so well. She has professional management already, and we were very honored and thrilled to introduce her. I played a lot of solos in the concerts. Luciano and I played duos. Luciano played with his famous brother, violinist Mauro Tortorelli, the Tortorelli duo. Mauro and Luciano played. We tried to make the concerts very enjoyable for the public, but also with a lot of content. So we had film themes, we had a lot of arrangements for Ennio Morricone that Sharon Farber arranged. We played them as a duo with Luciano Tortorelli. I played a lot of solos by Astor Piazzolla. Astor Piazzolla also known for film music, so we combined that with a famous piece written for a film by Oblivion that I played with Maestro Paolo Piomboni. Those was at the concerts. The festival was overwhelmingly successful. We did not think we were going to get that many students the first year. Not just that many students, but the high caliber professional students that we got was just fantastic. They were able to progress tremendously through the festival, studying guitar really seriously with myself and Luciano Tortorelli, studying film composition and media composition with Sharon Farber. So they did pieces through scenes of films that Sharon Farber gave them choice of. The main thing was the inspiration for everyone, because we thought that combination of the film music and classical music. We had also fantastic violinists that came with Maestro Piomboni from Rome. We had the violinist, the guitarist, film composition students, and all the instrumentalists could take film composition. The inspiration of all the genres of music together was overwhelming in the final concert, and to see the progress of the musicians as players, as composers, as chamber players. They played together with guitars ensembles, with violin ensembles, guitar and violin, and of course presenting the rock compositions. We are very happy about the result of the festival. Of course, I feel very honored to be here. I would like to repeat this next year, and hopefully many of the students will come back and we'll get even more new students. I have a whole lecture that is how to make a music career. this is a whole big story. But if I want to sum up my philosophy about life and music, it would be, first of all, to young people, pursue what you love, because this is how you're going to be good at something, is from love, from passion. If you love something and you can pursue it, if your parents let you, if it's affordable, if it's possible, please pursue it. Now, if you have 3 different loves, 4 different loves, and you can do 4. Eventually, you will choose 1 or 2 because it's too hard to pursue 4. But try and be good in as much as possible, because this is how you're going to choose what you really want to focus on. For example, I loved sports. I was very good in many sports. I was a tennis player, I was a gymnast, I was a basketball player, not very tall, but I was volleyball player. But I pursued all with music because I always loved music very much from age 8. My parents were very, very nice because they let me pursue all of that. And I tell my students, I said, listen, you can always drop it. You can always decide, I want to do something else. But for now, when you're not sure what you want to focus on, try to be good and as much as possible that you love, because eventually you can choose more. So if you have choices, it's a much better opportunity for life. So if you can choose music, or you like other things, computer, or you like sports, try to be good in all, or at least as much as possible. And the other thing is, at a very young age, you have to realize that nothing happens without hard work. Now is a different generation, we understand that already. So if you accept it in your head and you accept the fact that what makes you good is hard work, then it's going to be much easier. You can practice more, you can work more, you can be a lot more focused. So eventually, I just say follow your love, follow your heart, and work hard at it so you can have great choices. This is my advice. So about the arrangements, I like to be inspired by different genres, because I always say to my students, if you think just guitar, just your instrument, you are staying here. It's very hard to get inspired. I think I like, first of all, to listen to the voice. I'm a big opera fanatic. I used to tour around opera houses and listen to operas in LPs, in CDs. Then I still stayed faithful to the voice. I listened to a lot of operas in Manhattan, the Metropolitan Opera, and the first thing I think about is the voice, is the line, is the shape of the phrase, is the dynamics of the phrase. This is what inspires me to try and play the music better and to teach it to my students that way. The second favorite for me would be the violin or the cello. So always just think about the bow. How would I phrase it if I had a bow? Because with guitar, we're very technical with the fingers, which is fantastic. But sometimes we forget the legato, the lyricism. The way to get it is to think about those instruments or the voice. So when I do arrangements, this is the first thing I think about, is how a different instrument or how a singer would sing it very lyrical. And that would be the first guide for me to make a good arrangement. The other thing, of course, is being faithful to what we think the composer wants. So it doesn't matter you play it on guitar or you sing it or you play it on a different instrument. It's what the composer would have wanted. So if you take it and play it on a different instrument, it doesn't mean the music is changing. It means the music is different. But you are thinking in your head, okay, is that what the composer would have liked? Would a composer like to make the music very different? Or would a composer like to have a different variation? Or would a composer like me to play it on guitar exactly the same that it would be on a different instrument? So usually the answer lies in between. It's not 1 or 2 or 3, it's usually combination of all. What is the winner for me for a good arrangement is to deliver the music best way I can. So if I want to deliver the music the best way I can, I ignore the instrument and I think about how it would sound the best. So this is basically my philosophy about arrangement.
So we met in Czech Republic first time.
Fantastic, in Brno.
Brno during the Brno Guitar Festival. Then we understood that we have something connected, 100%. And it was funny because Tali invited me to the Narnia Festival.
In Italy.
In Italy. So I suppose it was a joke because I said maybe we will go through the furniture. Maybe I didn't believe that the Narnia Festival was really a festival in Italy. No, it was really not a festival.
Yes.
I was there, it was very beautiful because with Luciano, we were in a beautiful city, with a beautiful theater and with the orchestras, with the solists. Also Danilo Rea was there and many famous musicians. And we worked with the guitar orchestra, with guitar master classes.
8 hours a day?
Very much, yes, 8 hours a day, and it was very beautiful to work together because we see that we have such common idea to make music, no?
Yes.
So sometimes I feel that Tali is Neapolitan, sometimes Tali feels that I am Jewish. So.
Yes, totally. Really, it's amazing,
Totally, yes.
actually.
2 years of festival in Arga, and then we met again in Italy because I organized to Tali Roth a beautiful tournée.
That was after Sanremo or before Sanremo?
Yes, I was in Sanremo too. And then we met again in Italy. She played in my town, in Agropoli. She played in Viggiano, in Basilicata.
Salerno.
Great concert in the Cathedral of Salerno. After that, she had a lecture in Avellino, in the Conservatory where I teach now. Tali all the time was dreaming to have a festival in the south of Italy. It was a dream, of course. And I know how much it's difficult to organize an event, musical events nowadays. It's difficult because you don't get sponsors so easy. You don't have, of course, the possibility to organize anything because it's difficult to convince, have the collaboration, no, of the municipalities. So I was not sure. I wanted the dream of Tali came true. I see that was really difficult. So all the time, Tali is like a warrior.
The guerrero.
She wants something, she will be dangerous because... No, dangerous in a good way. I mean.
Unstoppable.
Yes. In my heart, of course, Tali is like a sister, could live this dream. So we found a beautiful place, this palace, where I organized many concerts to talented guitarists. And the problem was to organize all the festival, because festival it means concerts, not only students, but participants. So it means not students, teenagers, but really participants at a good level, so top level.
Yes.
Guests, locations, many things. Find a good prize in the resorts for students, for participants. Many things. It was really unbelievable.
And getting the best guests, because we had a lot of people wanting to come here. It was very difficult because I wanted it to be, and with Luciano we agreed that we wanted to be different, not the regular guitar festival like Guitar Campus. Nothing wrong with beautiful guitar campus or beautiful guitar festival. I just wanted something different, to offer something different to the students, because I like to combine genres and I like to open my mind to inspiration. I was Piazzolla fanatic for 8 years with groups, arrangements and all of that, touring. For me it was fantastic. As a classical musician coming from very old school Russian school. My first teacher was Russian and a very strict Russian Jewish school. And then later on another very strict Jose Tomas teacher, one of his students, very strict in Israel. Then that was in the Jerusalem Academy. Then I went to Julliard, more strict. Strict. And then I went to Huber in Germany, and some with Oscar Giglia, but I wanted something. Like I wanted for myself. For myself, when I graduated, I wanted to have inspiration with other genres. So I arranged a lot of Astor Piazzolla. I performed with fantastic tango dancers. Then I started doing some flamenco dancers, amazing, on Granados and Albanese. But also I played in a film with Woody Allen. You know, it was very big inspiration for me to arrange Boccarini for his film, doing soundtrack. I was hoping to do something for the students will inspire them more. Of course, with the same quality of classical guitar instruction, but with more inspiration. Then Sharon Farber was the perfect solution, and completely unexpected. I met her and we really connected wonderfully. And I was talking to Luciano and I said, listen, why don't we add film? We add film music, perfect. So this is why we decided together film music. Luciano wanted to bring Moscardino already, but we couldn't because it was too much for this year. We decided for next year. It started rolling like a snowball. And we said, okay, take 10 students, 5 from you, 5 from me, that's it, 10, enough. We have 30.
Yeah, yes.
30.
We decided maximum 10, 5 from me, 5
Imagine
from
10. It was impossible with all the what we had to offer. It was really fantastic. So I think everything is good so far.
Something nice that we played the concert, me and Tali and duo, with just two Oasis, because we are so much connected with only the Oasis, because we understand.
I feel like family with Luciano.
Yes.
If I have to speak about my experience, I want to say that it's a beautiful organization here by Maestro Luciano Tortorelli, my friend and maestro from Julliard School at Tali Roth. And also I want to say that it's a pleasure to be here, to meet Maestro Tortorelli after 5 months that we had the opportunity to have a lesson together in Monopoli, the Conservatory. I don't want to say else. I think I said everything.
Hi, I'm Vito from Monopoly in Puglia. I'm very thankful to the master to the teacher for this experience. I had a beautiful experience. In particular, I'm very happy for the people that I met, for the master that I met. I'm very thankful for this experience. I hope to come back in the future.
Hello, I'm Luca Romanelli. I'm being a student and also a participant to the guitar Oasis organized by Maestro Tali Roth and Maestro Luciano Tortorelli. It's been a fantastic experience for me, for all my colleague students of guitar, of violin, from Thailand, from Italy, from Marche, from Puglia. It's been a fantastic experience. It's very tough, but you will be the guest also to have the experience for real life after your experience in the school and in Conservatory. So thank you, Tali, for having this opportunity to play for you, to play also with Maestro Luciano, and come back here to the next year will be a great pleasure. Thank you.
So about arrangements are very important for me when I look into arranging, to consider the musical style of the composer, the era, Baroque, classical, Renaissance, Middle Ages, the art spirit at the time, the influences on the composer. Because, for example, if I'm going to arrange Johann Sebastian Bach, I need to know about Baroque dances. I need to know how they would do the arrangements at the time. Not necessarily think about guitar, think about other instruments, think about the lute, think about the violin, think about the keyboard, harpsichord arrangements. For example, when I do Bach arrangements, I listen to a lot of harpsichord. I studied a lot of Rosalind Tarek music. I find that it's fundamental. If you don't want to do a good arrangement of a piece, that you have to understand where the piece came from, not just the composer, but the connection to the culture, the connection to the country, the art movement at the time. Expressionistic, impressionistic, romantic, eclectic. We have composers that have all of that together. We have composers that have one genre together. So for me, I find knowledge is power. If you know more, you can make more decisions, more choices. Especially when you make arrangements, you feel like you're a little bit intruding on the composer if you don't understand what you're doing. So the more knowledge you have about the composer and about the relevance of the art at the time, about even social integration at the time, to understand the movement of the composer thinking, when you understand that, you feel more power to make decisions about the arrangements. For example, Astor Piazzolla. Astor Piazzolla is the king of the new tango. But Astor Piazzolla did not start as the king of the new tango. Astor Piazzolla was a master bandoneon player that played with the simple bands of tango, traditional tango. This is where it came from. You have to understand traditional tango if you want to understand Piazzolla. You have to understand also the revolution of what he did at the time. He was a classical musician. He trained with Nando Boulanger, but he wanted to bring the classical music into the tango elements. So you have to understand all these things together about the composer to make good decisions about the arrangements. He wanted to break free from the dance with the tango. He wanted to have just concert music. So he did revolutionary things, elements to his music that couldn't be danced on. So a lot of this music you cannot have dancers. But of course, it comes from the dance tradition, so you could have dancers on the majority of the pieces. But all the extra elements, the modern music, you have to understand. This is the tip of the toe about arrangements